Mother's Day to Presence Church.
To our family, to yours.
Happy Mother's Day. You are kind, sweet, and loving. You are the best mother. Happy Mother's Day.
Hey guys, I hope this video found you safe and well at home. I hope you guys are being safe during this quarantine. I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mothers out there at Presence Church. And I want to say I love you, Mom. I appreciate everything you do for me, even though we have our ups and downs. It doesn't matter. Past is the past. Just remember, I will always love you, like infinity. And I hope you guys are staying safe out there. Love you.
Good morning, Presence Church, online family, friends, guests. Listen, happy Mother's Day 2020. Happy Mother's Day. Listen, we love you. We're excited. We've prepared a special Mother's Day tribute today. We're not doing a traditional service like we would normally with our online audience, but we do have a Mother's Day tribute for you. I'm hoping you are enjoying your Mother's Day. I know it's cold outside, but I want to give every mother a virtual hug from Pastor Corey to you. I know that this is different, and this is not the way we would traditionally do Mother's Day, especially at Presence Church, but I do want to say happy Mother's Day to you all. I love you, I miss you, and I hope you enjoy just a special Mother's Day tribute that we put together for all the moms. Please share this video if you know a mom, if you have a mom, if you know a sister or a friend that you think would be blessed. Share this video with them. And again, happy Mother's Day from Presence Church to you. Good evening.
Good evening, son.
Happy Mother's Day.
Well, thank you.
Well, we're talking today just a Mother's Day tribute about how the different sacrifices, the different things it looks like as a mom, what you go through, the things you do as a mom. And of course, we know you don't represent all mothers, but you are a mother to many. And we just got a couple of things we want to kind of talk about this morning on our Mother's Day tribute. And hopefully it can reach and touch and other mothers can, aspire and connect kind of to where you are as a mom. So the first question I want to ask you were, what were some of the hard sacrifices that you made as a mother for your children?
Well, one of the hardest sacrifices I made as a mother for my children was when my husband got sick and he couldn't go to work anymore. I realized that I had to go to work. And he really, really had spoiled me because he told me I didn't have to go to work only if I wanted to. But when he got sick, I realized I had to get up and get a job. And so the Holy Spirit just had to deal with me and say, you really got to get up and get a job and go to work. And so me being that person of standing in the place of providing the finances for my family, I just chose a job that I started to work at Oak Forest Hospital. And when I started at Oak Forest Hospital, I started that job and it was from 6 to 2. I chose a job that where I would be able to get home and see about my kids and take care of my kids and make sure they were okay and things like that, because I didn't like going to work in the first place. But if I had to go, I wanted to be at a job where I could get home and see about my kids and make sure they were okay. So that was what
That was a big sacrifice.
Yes.
So you got up early in the morning.
Yes.
Got off a little earlier so you can still make dinner and
Yes.
just homework and all those things.
All of those things.
That was a big sacrifice. What do you feel just overall? What do you feel? I know you told me yours, but what do you feel overall that just moms in general do to sacrifice for the kids? What do you feel overall moms sacrifice for their children?
Well, today's moms, I think, do a whole lot more than what we did when I was a mom. Praise God. Because like I said, I did what I needed to do to get home to take care of my kids, but nowadays it's so much more that a parent, you just practically gotta have 2 incomes to run your household and all of those things, and it's a big sacrifice. It's a big sacrifice to do that, and you want to be there for your children, be there for their education, and just the part that's going to make your kids be better, because the disciplinary part is good, but also just raising your children and making sure you are a part of what they are and being a part of who they are.
I think it's funny when you talk about, being a part of the kids and being involved and all the stuff they got going on. And as moms, it is challenging because, like you said, nowadays you got to go to work, you still got to help with homework, you still got to be. If they in a sport, you gotta be at the sport. If so somebody got to be making money and burning both ends of the candle. What would you say is a mistake that you think you made as a mom with your kids? What would be a mistake you think you made? I think as in motherhood, it don't always go the way they say on the cards. So what would be a mistake?
I've learned as a mother now that I could have listened more to my kids. For me, I was a disciplinary person, so it's give you the spanking and that's it. But I did learn as I got older that I could listen to them and see what the problem is, and everything doesn't have to be you getting a whooping all the time. But, listen to them and see what the problem is and things like that. So I think I could have did that more.
So what was it like for you with letting go? As a mom, what did it look like having to let go of your kids, when they get that age? What was that? Talk to us about that for mothers. Like, what is that like for moms to have to let go? I know it's not hard. I know it's not easy.
Well, for me, my kids, the letting go was different because they all kind of left at different times. So the letting go was different, Let's just say with Tamirian. She got married, and of course, I didn't want her to leave me, but I realized that, I have to, trust her to somebody else, even though that's not a good thing. For me, as a mother, you try to trust that person that's going to be the husband or the wife to that person. And so for me, I did my best with that, and I'm just I was just praying that it would be a great success. But it was not easy for me to do that. It was not easy for me to do that.
So it is hard to let go.
It's hard to let go. It is. But you still know you have to.
What would you say for moms that struggle with that part of just, letting go and letting their kids make decisions? Even decisions they don't agree with. Is that a big part of mothering?
Yes, it is. I think it's a big part of mothering because you don't understand things that you should understand, and everything is not set before you. You still have to trust trust the direction that the Lord is taking you in. That's what I would say. Don't do it on your own. For me, I always try to seek God about everything. So for me, the letting go part is not so easy, but if I feel that that's something that I can do, I'm going to do my best to do it. But I can tell you now, letting go from your kids is not easy, but it's something that you have to do so they can move forward with their lives. To me, yeah.
How do you deal with the guilt of letting go? Especially when you let go and then things don't work out for your child.
Well, that was kind of hard for me with Tamarian and her husband, you know, because I wanted the best for my daughter, you know. But in it, you know, like I said, you release and you do what you do, and you want the best for your kids, and so you still have to trust that, even though you let go, but you also letting go so they can move forward what they need to do. So I can't hang on to that. I can't just sit around and feel guilty about that all day. I may feel guilty for a little while, but I have to come out of that and move on. So my thing is, even when something don't work out, there's still another chance that it will work out.
All right, that's good. Very good. I know a lot of moms, you know, do deal with the guilt of, you know, they're just trying to protect.
Yeah.
You know, they're trying to protect their children, and they, you know, you can see your child, you know, headed for a cliff, but, you know, as a mom, you have to let them make their own decisions. What was that like, letting your kids make their own decisions? How did you do with that, with letting, or what would you say even for moms that have to let their kids make their decisions? What would you say about that whole process?
I think that, you know, that's not easy all the time. It's not easy all the time, but it's still a place of trusting your kids. Because if you don't, you know, give them direction and what they need to do, and I feel like, you know, I did my best that I could do with that. And so you still have to let them make their own decisions so they can make their own mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. But if you make a mistake, that's developing you so you can do better. So you just have to work on it and do your best to do better about that situation. That's what I would say.
Now, what happens when mothers hold on too long, like when they don't let go? And that happens a lot of times, like if it's like a mother-son relationship like us, or even daughters too, but just what is that like when a mother holds on too long and don't let go of her children?
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna try to see how I can answer that one.
And it may not be you personally.
That's not me personally.
But I know you may
But
know.
I probably know someone else that probably held on to their kids too long and didn't let go and didn't trust the process of what they needed to do. To me, I think that's not good. You know, it hinders the kid. It hinders the child, you know, which is going to be an adult, but it still hinders you. So you still have to, you know, let them go out there and make their own mistakes and figure out how it is and all of that. Yeah, we said we cut the cord. You know, we got to cut that cord and clip it, and that's it. But sometimes some parents don't cut the cord. They just keep their kids, and they be like 35 years old and they still at home and all those type of things. So you do really have to cut the cord sometimes and just let your kids go and make their own mistakes.
Now, what did you do when your kids was mad at you? How did you get through that? You know, sometimes I know when you go and raising teenagers and even adults, you know, how do mothers deal with that? I mean, we know as kids how we feel when we mad at our mom or we mad at our parents, but how does the mom feel when the kids are mad at you? You know, how do you get through that?
For me as a mother, that was not a big thing for me. And I gotta tell the truth about that.
Wish it was.
It was. I wish it really was, but it wasn't. But I'm sure there's parents that deal with that, okay? But I was not that parent. I gotta be truthful and I gotta tell the truth about that. You know, I mean, they probably was mad at me, but you know, fine. They're just gonna have to be mad. I just let them be mad, but I feel like sooner or later they're gonna get over it. They're gonna come away from that and they're gonna be okay and they're gonna do what they need to do. But for me as a parent, you know, my parents didn't raise me like that. So, you know, they like, what we say go. And that was it. Amen. So, hey, if they said this, it's like, yes. And that's it. So, hey, I could be I was mad. So, raised by the same way, pretty much so. But I know that's not the same for everybody else. You know, some parents just be having a fit because their kids are mad with them, but that was not me, and I just have to say that honestly and truthfully.
I think for some mothers, though, when you think about Mother's Day, motherhood, just this whole video about the different stages of motherhood and what it's like, you know, there are some moms that just really, really struggle, you know, when their kids are mad. Maybe they feel like, you know, they failing as a mom, or they feel like their kids don't love them if they mad. So maybe for you, you just didn't feel like, okay, because they mad, that mean they don't love me, or because they mad, that mean they don't like me. But, you know, for some moms, they do feel like that. You know, what would you say to that mom that does kind of get caught sometimes in that place a little too long? You know, sometimes we all stay somewhere we shouldn't stay too long.
Yeah. Well, I would say to that mom, you know, that let them, it's okay, they could be mad, but, you know, let them have their little time, you know, but at the end of the day, it won't last forever. They will get okay. They will be okay. But a lot of parents don't understand that because they do feel guilty about whooping their kids or chastising their kids and things like that. But for me, as I said, I was not raised like that. But I know that there are parents that are feeling guilty when they discipline their children and just things of that nature as a whole. So you still have to discipline your kids. You may not discipline them the way I discipline them, but you know, let them have their little time. But sooner or later they will get over it. We laughed as a kid because y'all used to laugh at me when I talk about the naughty chair. I'm like, the naughty chair? No, they ain't finna get a whooping. Okay, so that's the truth for me.
She needed to do a naughty chair, just so y'all know.
Yeah, well, so it wasn't the naughty chair for me, but you know, send your kids to the naughty chair. That's gonna work for you. It's okay with me. But y'all, my kids was not the naughty kids. They was like, we getting a spanking and that's it. And that's how it was. But you know, let them
traumatized.
Yeah, have their little time. It's okay.
No.
Yes.
I think I can speak from a product of some spankings.
That's right.
Some punishments and just the different. I didn't get a lot of spankings, but I got enough. But I think, you know, I can speak to both of them. I think part of it, you know, I'm like, oh, I hate it. But then part of it, you know, it taught me to, you know, hey, you're not going to always get your way. Yeah. So, I mean, I learned. I think for me, it affected me in a balanced way. Because I feel like I could be the 1, 2, 3 step parent and I could give you a spanking. It's like I kind of both because of that. So what would you say is the one thing that you would have done differently as a mom? Anything you think you would have did differently as a mom? Now that you raised your kids, and I think you mentioned earlier
differently to me as a mom, I probably would have waited a little longer to have my kids.
Okay.
To me, I think that would have helped more. I don't know that, but that's just in my mind and my thinking that probably if I'd have waited a little longer, you know, could have been better. I think, you know, so that was one of my things. That
just waited until you was a
little older, yeah, because I had my first one at 19. So.
Okay. How do you balance making all of your children feel equally loved? Like not one is a favorite. You know, a lot of times we see that even in the word. You know, kids just, you know, there's always one child that they feel is the favorite. Even if the parents don't say it, even the siblings will say, you the favorite. Yeah. You know, so how do you balance that as a mom? Making all the kids feel equally loved and like they all are, you know, the favorite, I guess.
Yeah, well, you know, for me, my kids say you the favorite, so praise the Lord, hallelujah. It is what it is.
True,
it's not true, but that's Tamira and Erica's story, that Corey is the favorite, amen. But they call us Moses and Yoshebed, right? Praise the Lord. But it's all good because I feel like I do. I feel like I love all of my kids to the best of my ability. And so for me, I think that's okay. But you know, some people don't feel like that. You know, I think that there's always going to be one that say they're the favorite of another one. But as a parent, I think you have to know that for yourself. And for me, I feel like I didn't have a favorite amongst my kids. All of my kids were loved as much as I could love them. And that's what I would say to that.
Yeah, I think too, I'll add, I think with your kids, because now that I got 3, I can just see, I think it's just what I see with you, even though they would tease and say that, but I think you kind of have your own relationship with each person differently. So I think as you get older, your kids just develop, like you and Erica now, y'all will go, I mean, they like shopping buddies, they go to the movies. I mean, we don't do that, you know, our relationship is different. You know, we do different things. And you and Tamarian are a little more, you know, y'all a lot of likes, so y'all are fuss and do different things, but it's almost like you just develop different relationships. And then I noticed too, each phase of life, the relationships change.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was more closer with you, then when I had my family and my kids, then I wasn't as, not that I wasn't close, but it just changed.
Right.
Then it changed to us coming over for Sunday dinners, as opposed to now when I would be over or around once we got married and I was raising my family, then it just was Sunday the kids to see you. Or if you come by, you know, we used to tease, you know, mama don't visit, so you gonna catch her on Christmas, couple of holidays, you know. So those were the jokes that we would have. But so sometimes I think too, as a mom, your relationship changes as the kids go through the different cycles and ages. You know, the college age, then they, you know, when they graduate high school, then college, then after they go to college, then they start getting married. Then they, you know, the relationships just change. So I think it is a way to balance, you know, like you say, the favorite thing. It's just not so much a favorite. Sometimes one child is just more,
They need a little bit.
they more needy, or and I think sometimes some kids just are more attentive to the parent than other kids. Like I would say Erica is like that. You know, Erica to me, she was like that even with Daddy. You know, you and Daddy. She was very attentive. Whereas me and Tamarian, we are, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? So sometimes to the siblings, that can be like, oh, you like them more. But it's not that. It's just sometimes siblings, if they be honest, they don't even check on their parent. They be mad at the sibling that do, you know, check on the parent and talk to the parent and initiate relationships. So, you know, I think as a mom, like you say, or a dad, it just can be challenging, you know, sometimes to just make sure you are spreading the love equally. We're almost done. You kind of mentioned this, but I want to just wrap it up with this. Do you think it's easier or harder to be a mother now than when it was when you were raising a family? Like, what do you think it looks like? Because now it's different. So do you think it's easier now or harder now to raise a mom, to be a mom and raise kids in 2020?
I think it's harder now than it was when I was raising you all. Because it was just a different time frame, you know? Things were different, you did things different, but now it's totally different. Now everything is on the internet, it's just what it is, okay? It's the truth. It's a lot that you have to deal with now. But, you know, things do change. And so you still have to allow for the change. You know, they do change, but the word of God said he changed not. So, okay, so even in that, he still is evolving, and we still have to do some changing ourselves as well. So I think it's very much harder to raise kids today than it was when I was raising mine.
So you mentioned burning the midnight oil on both sides now. Well, with that being said, I think as we wrap up just our Mother's Day interview, and look at it, one thing you said that was key is that being a mom now is harder, which is why even with this tribute, we wanted to just kind of talk through motherhood, you know, the different parts, the sacrifices, the letting go, all of these different phases that moms go through. And I think that's why in the tribute, we do want to really say Happy Mother's Day and celebrate, you know, moms today.
Yes.
Because it is different and it is harder. And there's a lot of moms, whether they married, single, you know, married and single moms are burning the midnight oil on
Yes.
both sides,
Yes.
you know, and they're working hard and they're doing everything they can to just raise their kids and, you know, put food on the table
Yes.
and do homework and, you know, like you say, kind of just do it all, really.
Yeah.
They're doing it all now. So, what would you say, I guess, in closing, just to encourage all the moms that are watching, you know, all around on this Mother's Day while we are quarantined and can't take them out, can't do nothing, it's gonna be 20 degrees, we can't even barbecue. What would you say to just at least tell them all the hard work that they've done? Happy Mother's Day. What would you say to encourage, you know, the moms?
Well, for me, first I just would like to say Happy Mother's Day to everybody. And I hope that something that I said in this interview will help somebody along the way. But for me, I think that just with it being the time that it is right now, that because we are at home and we are spending time with our children, we just need to start taking time to value our kids. We do need to spend some time with them. We don't need to just let them be on their own all the time. They do need to, you need to spend time, you need to play games, you need to sit down and talk to your kids and see if they okay and just things like that, because, you know, that don't happen. And so, you know, and like now this is a good time when we can sit down and sit at the dinner table and sit down and have a family dinner and eat together and talk together and get to know one another again, because the parents of today, they be running, they doing everything. But now God has brought us to a place where we gotta be with one another. And so because we gotta be with one another, we need to learn how to be a family again. Because we really have forgotten a lot of that. And so when we come back to that, that's gonna make us closer as a family. It's gonna draw us closer as a family, and we just need to spend time with one another. I have learned that I'm all calling my sisters, my brothers, and trying to see if they okay. Calling my church family to see if they okay, and all of those things. Those things are important. But you know, we shouldn't. This should not have to be a COVID-19 thing. This should have been something that we do already. To me, you know. So we just have to take more time with one another. Now this would be a crying moment, Pastor Corey. Hallelujah. Amen. Because for me, I feel like, you know, having my family, there's nothing like that. You know, I fuss at you all because y'all be trying to take care of me, but I be like, thank you, I do love you, I thank you, because everybody don't have somebody to do that. And so I had to realize and get myself together and say, hey, you blessed to have somebody to want to help you. So I'm thanking God for that, because with this time being the way it is right now, sitting by itself and all of that, and that hurts my heart. It really does, you know. So I would say love one another as much as you can. Be there with one another and help each other out and check on one another. That's what I would say.
Beautiful. I think that was amazing. You all, she's right. Happy Mother's Day. Y'all, her back was out. I tried to make breakfast. I tried to cook breakfast for her for 2 weeks straight, and she was y'all apostle that y'all know. About week 2, the spirit got her and made her sit down. But the first, I'm fine, I can make my own food. I'm like, Maya, your back is out. Let me just make breakfast. Let me make your lunch. But like she said, the Holy Spirit finally got her. And
Yes,
She
she
said,
did.
okay. And then I was wondering why she was so quiet. She went from just terror to an angel, so I didn't know what happened. But we're grateful.
God is good.
I'm grateful she's here. And like we say, a lot of people didn't make it,
That's right.
to Mother's Day. So
Yes.
happy Mother's Day. I want to send a special shout out to Elder Allen, Pastor Murphy. I remember you. I know this is going to be, I know for Elder Allen, your first Mother's Day without Mother Allen. And
Yes.
so we miss you, we praying for you, and we love you and Lana. And I know other people,
Yes.
you two I know for sure. If there's anybody else at Presence Church that lost a mom in this year, I'm not aware of it. But you guys, I know this year it will be your first. And so again, love you, and I'm praying for you because I know you were very close to Mother Allen, as we all were. So she is in heaven shouting and having a good time, but we know it's going to be hard down here. So we wanted to let you know we remembered you as well. And again, this was just a heartfelt video and a Mother's Day tribute from, me, Lady Mary, Apostle, Presence Church, to just do something different. I didn't want to preach this year. I wanted to just take some time, like she said, and just be a family and talk about family and talk about motherhood and what that looked like. And so, happy Mother's Day. We love you. We'll see you next Sunday. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. This is Minister Tracy. I'm here to talk about my mom. I lost my mom in 2007 due to breast cancer, which spread throughout her body. It's been kind of hard living without her, not to the degree where I can't function, but it's been hard to where if I want to call her or I want to ask her about a recipe, or if I wanted to, drop the kids off, it's been kind of hard not to have that support and love from my mom. I would say to my mom today, thank you. Thank you for your strength. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your talent, your gift that has been given to me. And I would just encourage other people to, if you lost your mom, make sure that you do things to honor her each and every day.
I hope you enjoyed the Mother's Day tribute. I hope it reached your heart. I hope it touched you in a mighty way. Again, happy Mother's Day. Listen, it's time to give. We want to sow a seed. We want to give. This is our time when we sow our tithes, our offering. And even though it's Mother's Day, we still want to be generous. We still want to give into good ground. And so listen, there's 4 ways to give. You can go to ilovepresencechurch.org. You can give that way via PayPal. You can also give on our church's Cash App, which is $Presence Church. That's $Presence Church. You can sow a seed that way. I hope you enjoyed the video. You also can text to give at 708-576-1320. That's again 708-576-1320. And lastly, you can mail a seed into Presence Church at 1610 Shields Avenue, Chicago Heights. So that's 1610 Shields Avenue, Chicago Heights. So listen, again, we thank God for you. We pray that you enjoy your Mother's Day. Ride by the house, toot the horn, do something, say Happy Mother's Day. We are all going to celebrate our wives, our sisters, our mothers in some special way today. We'll make it up to you later on in the year. But again, I hope you enjoyed. But for some of us and for all of us, God has been our mother. And so we will never forget, like I said, to give and to sow into good ground. I can't wait to see you. There's a new series coming up. We're getting ready to go into some new things and some new exciting messages coming up soon here. So we'll have our flyer out for you during the week. So check out and stay tuned for that. We will see you back next Sunday at 11:30 on Facebook and Instagram at 11:30 a.m. Be blessed. Love you guys. Happy Mother's Day.